All right, guys, what is up? Welcome on back to Madden 25, and welcome to the playoffs. And as you can see, we are hosting the Buffalo Bills, which I feel like we played 200 times already this season. But anyway, always a good challenge, and they started off hot, man. But they didn't really tail off, I guess, at 13-4. But they were ahead of us for a little bit. But I'll show you guys our stats. We had some injuries and things like that held some players back, but so Mitchell had a solid season, 4,300 yards, 41 touchdowns, 9 picks, 9 stupid fucking picks with AI runs to your route and stands there, but that's another fucking point, another story for another day. Sutton, 1,377 yards, 14 touchdowns. Cunningham just missed 1,000 yards. I think he had it last year. I think we had 2,000-yard runners last season, but we just missed it this season. Yeah, yep. Just made it last year and just missed it this year. So, but he actually had a slightly better, probably. I guess his sophomore year's a little bit better. But yeah, man, as far as a fucking backup, you can't beat that. But Sutton's the man. Led the league in rushing again. Let's go, power back. Let's go. I didn't realize I had a point for him. But yeah, led the league again, and I think he led the league last year rushing, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he got hurt. I think he got injured last year. But yeah, he's had a good start to his career. But let's go back to receiving. Beverly was, I think, the offensive player of the year. With 1,500 yards, 81 catches, 18 touchdowns. So he had a good year there. In fact, some touchdowns weren't counted. There was at least one. There was a touchdown a couple of games ago where he caught it like in the back of the end zone, and they had to review it, but never officially gave him the touchdown. So that was kind of weird. But Amos missing like the first like 6 games or something like that, 5 or 6. How many games? 14 games he plays. He missed 4 games. Sorry, he missed 4 fucking games and still had 86 catches, 1,300 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So that's pretty good. Wilkins missed some of the season too. He's too injury prone. He had 670 yards. So add almost 50 yards to 4 games. I mean, he's pushing 900 yards as a tight end. That's pretty good. So, but yeah, Amos is an absolute star. If he can stay on the field, it'll be ridiculous. As far as defensively, Hurd has kind of taken over as the number one linebacker on the team. Callan's kind of, not really, I wouldn't say taking a step back, but Hurd was getting more of the tackles and everything this year. For a while, Hurd was ahead of him in sacks, but Callan really kind of pushed it at the end of the year. As far as sacks goes, Williams, the rookie, surprisingly had 14 sacks as like a bull rusher, which is good. I wasn't expecting that. I put him and Love on the outsides for better, like, outside running. They're good at stopping the run. So them having the amount of sacks they had, which was good. I was actually down on sacks this year, but I normally am. But yeah, Love and Williams had both over 10. Callan almost had 10, and then we had Hurd, Buchanan, who had a great year. The rookie here had a great year. Williams is just going to be a beast. He's going to be really, really good. Now, the guy that I had to let go, what is his name? He actually led the league in sacks. He had like 20 sacks. Interceptions wise, Hurd probably is going to be the defensive MVP of the league. 151 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 5 picks. I mean, that's a typical Callan season, and he's like a 99. He's the best linebacker in the NFL. So, yeah, Hurd had a really, really good season. Carter, he was playing slot most of the year. I ended up starting him because he's just better. He's better than Donaldson. Had 4 interceptions too. Donaldson. So I had a lot of picks by a lot of different people, but no one had like a ton. So Hurd had a lot. That's good for a linebacker. But anyway, let's play some foosball.
Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs and is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bills and the reigning Super Bowl champs. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And a look here at the veteran under center, their 7th-year quarterback.
And it wasn't really his best performance of the year in the wild card round last week. He just had the 1 touchdown pass, but he got the job done and his team advanced. For them to continue on to the championship round, though, now he's going to need to take a few more chances with the ball downfield, push it a little bit more, and make sure his team finds its way into the end zone a few more times.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Smith now to throw. Oh, his first throw of his playoff matchup is intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
They'll run on first down. It's Sutton, and he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Sutton. But now he appears to be in some pain. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Mitchell. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. But Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense. They just pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Mitchell. Throwing right, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. They run with Cunningham. Able to push his way through. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got it. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Smith. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Smith. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. In the wild card win last week, he had just 2 catches, and now he's got his first one here. Now Smith. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Smith. And his throw here's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. To throw is Mitchell. Throwing to start the drive. He's got a man that's caught left sideline. Then he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. 35 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. He's piloted 2 drives so far, and unfortunately not very well piloted. Both led to interceptions. Now they're facing the deficit. Another touchdown after that previous pick. Starting over here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Off of play action. Here's Smith. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Smith. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
But when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create pop.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They go with Cunningham. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
In motion left is Thomas. 2nd and 2. This one complete to Smallwood. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 43. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 43. Here's Cunningham. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Looking middle, and that's complete. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Cunningham. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 2.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Off the play fake. Mitchell. That's caught. It's Cunningham. And he is going to lose yardage here. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now a handoff up the middle. Cunningham. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Mitchell. And a quick throw here, that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Mitchell. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they
just, hit me in my routes calculates. It's fucking
but on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself from that position so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
On first down, darted, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. So the completion good for just 3. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. To throw is Smith. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
That's pulled in at the 32. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. They could really put him in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They'll keep it on the ground. Overton. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. Here's Smith. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Darted. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now it's Smith. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Caught call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be a third and about 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Back to throw, Smith. That's going to be caught by Rivers. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
They'll keep it on the ground. Overton, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Mitchell, he's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 64 yards.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
They'll go with a keeper. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
It's their quarterback. Scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Dolphins continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And it is now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Down the right sideline. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. 73 yards.
And the Bills are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Mitchell. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. 61 yards. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum, but not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Throwing to start the drive. Smith firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Smith. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Throwing again is Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Vegas.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw. Mitchell escaping the pressure right. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. A try here for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Bills offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And he will find his man on the outside. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Darden. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Darden. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. And a quick throw here that's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Here's a 2nd and 5. Now a handoff up the middle. Darted. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Smith. Looking deep downfield. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. A great effort there. 43 yards. And the Bills get a bit closer. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Zach Rivers, we drafted him.
To the question,
we drafted him. I had to let him go last year.
Because
he didn't play a lot for me because he was young, but yeah.
They wouldn't be in this situation.
One of my fucking players come back and bite me in the ass.
That sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now down to 20. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Miami set to take over. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Mitchell. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Touchdown Dolphins. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins add 6 to their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Bills offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Out of the gun, Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Just beating the play clock, Smith. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. And the slot man goes in motion left. Touchdown, Bills. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bills are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now down to 20. 5 plays there on that drive, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit out as they will send this one away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago, they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
They'll run on first down. It's Sutton, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
He completes this to Sutton. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Up the middle they go. Sutton. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. The Bills. Back out onto the field, and they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Darted. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. On first down, darted. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. Smith now to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And the throw there going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They'll run on 1st down. Cunningham. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun. Mitchell. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 48-yard. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Again, Cunningham here on the ground. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Now for the point after. And that stretches the lead to 27. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Smith. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Throwing is Smith. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Now Smith. That is caught. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Smith. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down. Smith throwing again. Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. In motion comes the tight end left. Now a give right side. Darted. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. In motion, the tight end. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it would appear that that 1st-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cunningham. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Cunningham looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They'll try to run this one in, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And here come the Bills.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow. Nightmare of a game continues for this quarterback, brought down with the game already decided. This sack adds insult to injury for him. Multiple turnovers, down by multiple touchdowns, now dumped early in a drive in the final quarter.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's Smith. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Smith. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. It's taken to the 26. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.